Guys, thank you again so much for your support that you gave me yesterday. It was fantastic. Yeah, wow, I was really blown away with the tips and the support that you guys gave me. It was unexpected. It was another unexpected event that, you know, I didn't realize or I didn't expect. Do you know what I mean? It was fantastic. It was really good, and thank you again so much for your support, guys. It was unbelievable. So I really do appreciate it. Guys, we had a fantastic day yesterday as well with the dishes. We made the butternut squash soup in the morning and the healthier chicken Kiev. The soup was very straightforward. All we did was make a basic stock. Celery, onions, some garlic, some thyme. You guys can put whatever vegetables you want into your stock. I only cooked it out for an hour. It could have done with a little bit longer. But to be honest with you, tasting the soup, it was still fantastic, still full of flavour. If you want to get more flavour in your stock, just cook it out for another hour or so. You know, obviously don't boil the stock as it will go bitter. You just want to simmer it, bring it up to the boil and then to a simmer. So we made the stock, that was ready for the soup base. We also roasted off the butternut squash with a bit of garlic and thyme in the oven. We chopped it up into cubes, about 180 degrees or 355 Fahrenheit. We cooked it for roughly about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. It wasn't very long, just until they were slightly soft. If they're not soft when they come out, do not worry, because you'll cook it out in the soup anyway and they'll soften up beforehand. You just wanted that roasted flavour to come out from the butternut squash itself. Then after that, we made the base, the main base for the soup, which was with onions, some chilli, some garlic, a little bit of thyme. We added the butternut squash cubes, then we added the vegetable stock. We strained that off as well, and we let it simmer for about half an hour, 45 minutes, until it was nice and soft, cooked right down. Then we gave it a good blitz. We topped it up with a little bit more veg stock as well, just to make sure it was a nice consistency. I'd always make the soups a lot thicker than I do thinner, because simple reason is, if you make the soup really thick, you can always thin it down with vegetable stock. If you make the soup really thin, you're going to have trouble trying to thicken it back up. There are ways, I'm not saying you can't, but it makes life a lot more easier if you just make it thicker, and then you can just adjust the consistency rather than the other way around. So it's a lot better result in your finished soup itself. Also in the afternoon, we made the healthy chicken Kiev, healthier chicken Kiev. We basically didn't use butter. We used cream cheese, low fat, low sugar cream cheese with about 2-3 cloves of garlic. Put some parsley in there. We made a nice little mix to go in the middle. We then basically got 2 chicken breasts, which we cut in half. Then we butterflied them out, and then we wrapped them with cling film, and we beat the living daylights out of the chicken breasts to flatten them out. And then once we'd flattened all 4 out, we basically put part of the cream cheese mix in the middle. We wrapped it up, folded up into like a nice little chicken Kiev, and we panied them in flour, egg, and a wholemeal breadcrumb, which we blitzed up some artisan bread that I had from my local baker. Those breadcrumbs were fantastic, really good. Staler the bread, the better. If you use fresh bread, the breadcrumbs can go quite doughy. It's not too bad when they go in the oven because they crisp up, but just for the look and the finished product, you're better off with some stale bread if you've got some. So if you had bought a loaf from the week and it's just gone crusty, which the air's got to it, there's no mold on it, fantastic, you can use it. The other garnishes we did a pea puree. We did fresh greens, so I popped a few raw beans, defrosted them down. We popped the skins out of them, got rid of them. We put some peas through there as well. We seared them off, the peas and the broad beans, in the pan with a bit of salt. We also did little tiny clarets. Was it clarets? I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah, it was called little clarets. They're basically a crossbreed between a sprout and a kale. Absolutely delicious. I never tried them before. They turned out really fantastic, really tasty, really, really good. We just blanched them off and we served them with the greens. We had what else do we have? We had the crisps from the garnish from the soup to use up the sweet potato. We had, I can't remember what else we had on there, guys. I think that was it, really, wasn't it? Oh yeah, we had the crushed new potatoes with the lemon, some salt, and we put a little bit of parsley in there. That was fantastic, really, really tasty. Really went well with the Kievs. Really, really good. The garnish as well. I forgot to mention the garnish on the soup. We had a lemon yogurt, and we had obviously the sweet potato and the butternut squash crisps, and then we had the chia seeds and had a little bit of coriander to finish it off. It was a really good dish. Both the dishes I really enjoyed. I got to use both my new plates as well. They looked absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. So I really did enjoy making those two dishes yesterday. So it was absolutely fantastic. Today, guys, we're making a black bean spicy tacos. So we're going to have basically a lot going on in the spicy black bean salsa. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit all over the place this morning. So what we're going to have in there, we're going to have some red onion, some coriander, some avocado, some chili, maybe a little bit of paprika. We're going to have some garlic, a little bit of thyme. We're going to have quite a lot of flavours going on into that mix itself. We're also going to have ourselves a coconut yogurt, which we're going to do. We're going to make the tacos itself into nice little tiny small tacos. You guys can make bigger tacos if you want. I'll show you how to make them. They're dead simple. They're dead easy. There's nothing complicated about making these. You just got to make sure you roll them out really thin with the rolling pin. I can show you how to do that today. It's not hard at all. It's very straightforward. We're also going to make a roasted aubergine puree to go underneath, which is going to be delicious. Some feta, maybe some toast off some spicy nuts, maybe. To go with that dish as well. What else? And then this afternoon we're going to do a healthier version of an apple tartatan. So normally tartatan is usually with puff pastry. I'm not using puff pastry. I'm going to be using phyllo. We're going to get some flavours in that phyllo. We're going to layer it up like I usually do. I'm going to use a small little Bellini pan to cook these in. I'm going to cut the apples and fan them out the bottom. We're going to use a very small amount of honey to get that caramel flavour and the caramel going on in the bottom of the pan instead of granulated sugar. I'm going to be using phyllo pastry instead of puff. So, guys, it's just reducing those sugars and reducing those fats for this dessert as well. We're also going to have a, what else we got on there? Pear puree. So I'm going to poach off some pears first thing this morning in some vanilla and water. No sugar. Don't need it. And we're going to have cinnamon yogurt. Some charred apples going on there as well. Some cinnamon. Cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon. Soaked dates, raisins, little bits of raisins going on there in some really hot water to rehydrate them, because obviously they're dried out, but when they rehydrate they go quite ballooned, and they go quite nice. They're quite nice and juicy. They're lovely. And I think that's it really. I'm just having a look now if I've missed anything. Don't think so. Cinnamon yogurt and the raisins as well. That's it. Charred apples. Fantastic. We're going to crack on with today. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Thank you again for yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic. Good morning, guys. Wow, thank you so much for the hosts. Morning, Muzzer. Thank you for the host as well. Tiny Pixels, Quiddler, Cook for Fun. Wow, there's lots of people here. Let's have a look. Food, yeah, we're gonna have some lovely food today, guys. Hello, Chef. Tacos, nom nom nom. Certainly is, Kikistina. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Food sounds delicious, Chef. Thank you so much from the Misty Mountain. Man, those Kievs looked good. They look good, but they tasted even better. They were really good last night. I did enjoy my dinner. They were like very good comfort food. It was delicious. Healthy apple tart. Can you come up with a healthy chocolate cake for the future? I've already got a recipe for a healthy chocolate cake. So yes, I do have a healthier version of chocolate cake. It's slightly different. I'd say it's about kind of similar to my banana cake that I make, but you kind of substitute, instead of using chocolate, you substitute for cocoa powder to get that chocolate in there. You can put some yogurt in there to give it a bit of, creaminess to it. What else is in there? Just trying to think. You can play around with the flavors a little bit on that. You can put some nuts in it if you really want to. I've got quite a good recipe for that. I might use that at some point. I got so many ideas I got still listed up on my phone waiting for me to use. So yeah, actually, to be honest with you, more desserts than anything. I don't know why. I've got quite a lot of desserts which I find easier to reduce sugars and reduce, you know, these things aren't totally like sugar-free, totally fat-free, but they're reduced. They're all reduced and they're still damn right tasty. So, you know, send us the recipe. I will be doing it at some point. You know, you will be able to see it. If not, if you're really that desperate, I'm sure I can speak to you later, Nate, to give you the recipe. It's not a problem. Chef is a genius. I do try. I do try. Thank you. Healthy and chocolate doesn't work. It does, within moderation and with balance. So, you know, chocolate isn't always bad for you. As long as you're using the dark 75% or 8% chocolate, eating it with moderation, it's actually not that bad for you. It's pretty good. And if they say chocolate is quite good for you, can't remember what exact points are because I've forgotten. But obviously the milk chocolate and the white chocolate, they got cocoa fats in it and stuff. And no, they are not good for you. But the darker ones are actually more beneficial, the higher percentage ones, because they reduce sugar. There's no butter fat in there. That's why they're so bitter. So, you know. So thank you so much, guys, for the host. Dragon House, thank you for the host. Appreciate it. So, guys, we're going to make a start for today. Wow. It's miserable outside. I wanted to go for a walk this morning. I didn't get a chance to go for my daily walk because it's absolutely tipping it down with water. So, water, rain, you know, same thing. So I didn't get my walk this morning, which I'm a bit not gutted about, but I always go for my routine, which is go for a walk in the morning and stuff, but I didn't this morning, so I feel a bit off balance a little bit. That's why I'm probably a little bit sleepy, because it usually wakes me up a little bit. But that's fine. We can crack on. We can really get on with things, you know, ready for today. Oh, it's the aubergines poking out. We're going to roast this off, this aubergine. I'm going to get that on as well. We also got some black turtle beans, which we're going to cook. So I'm not going to cook all these. These are ridiculously large amount, but we will be cooking about 200 grams or so. So I'll use about a litre of water. Cook it for 10 minutes on boil. Then we're going to turn it down and cook it out for an hour on a simmer. So I'm going to get these beans on the go first, because they are most important. Now you don't need to worry about getting too much flavour in these, because we're going to have a lot of flavours itself going on with the what's it called, when we add basically the avocado, the onion, the pepper and the garlic and all this, that and the other. So, you know, there's still going to be a lot of flavour once they're cooked. So once we add it to the kind of salsa kind of sense to it, it will be absolutely delicious. It will be tasty. So, you know. Where did you get that emote from? Emoji emote. Better TV. Oh wow. Emote. What else you got on there, Squall? I didn't know about these ones. Is that on Better TV, is it? I've got it here. I've got it installed. Didn't know they had food emotes on there. So, anyway. What we're going to do. That's just a general emoji. Oh, right. Where are they? Didn't notice them before. So, all we're going to do, we'll grab 200 grams of these black beans. Turtle black beans. I don't know why they call them turtle black beans. No idea. So I'm going to weigh out 200 grams. Don't have to be so specific with it, but, you know, it's up to you. I'm just going to pull this resealable tab off as well. I was hoping I was going to open the bag and literally beans would have gone flying everywhere. I think you guys would have had an absolute laugh at that for today. I would have gone, right, it's not my day today. Yeah, 200 grams is going to be ample. So these ones do not need to be soaked. Usually you want to soak black beans. Just read on the back of the packet though. These ones are red on them. It says it do not need soaking, which is fantastic because that saves me a lot of time. And I'm sure you guys don't want to be sitting there all day. Hours go by waiting for these beans to soak. So yeah, happy days. That you get on a mobile. Alright, so you get the emojis on there as well. It's one from mobile keyboard, like emoji keyboard on your mobile. Alright. You can get an add-on use for... Oh, I didn't even know that. There you go. Learn something new every day. Thank you, Muzza. I